Tony and I were saying before the episode, boo Roki Sasaki.
Boo that man. You've just accidentally bumped into this lamp, and out pops the genie. This genie's a little different. You're going to get one singular wish, and the wish is already in a specific sector. The genie can grant you the opportunity to visit any sporting event that has ever taken place.
Oh, wow.
Which sporting event are you choosing? Now, ground rules. We are talking about singular day events. We are not talking about series, because obviously we would all choose the series. 6 or 7 games is always better than the one.
Right.
So any singular day, night event, what would you choose?
A couple come to mind right away, but
if it'll make it easier, you may have a choice and a runner-up.
Are we banning homerism, or can we go homerism?
Oh, absolutely. It's whatever fits best for you. One of mine is homerism, and one of them is just love of sports.
I think I've got one of them. So let me think of a runner-up.
Okay. I cannot decide between these two, and so that's why I went ahead and gave y'all the runner-up as well.
I'm always a fan of the 1A, 1B. You don't got to convince me.
The homer option for me is obviously going to be the 2005 BCS National Championship game, USC, Texas.
That's such a good game, too.
That is a really good
it's homerism and it's a great game.
That is a really good one.
It's a win-win. Yeah, you can't go wrong there.
I didn't even think about that one.
It's really hard not to go with that one. It's as big as a Texas fan as I've always grown up.
It was played at the Rose Bowl too, right?
It was played at the
classic
Rose Bowl.
venue,
That was actually, we played back-to-back Rose Bowls.
Ooh.
We beat Michigan at the last second the year before. But so if it's not going to be a homer option or a Longhorn game or something, just as a sports fan, the moment that I would choose would be, I wrote it down here. It is February 25th, 1964.
Oh, okay.
In Miami Beach, Florida. It is Muhammad Ali versus Sonny Liston for the heavyweight championship of the world.
Wow, that's a good one.
That's he did that. He's yelling from the ropes, "I shook up the world! I shook up the world!" Sports Illustrated actually ranked that. They did a list similar to this question. They said that was the 4th greatest American sports moment of the 20th century.
I'm going to take your runner-up option kind of thing. I'm going to really just bend that rule. So as far as DFW homerism goes, as a Dallas sports fan, I would love to have been at Super Bowl 27 when the Dallas Cowboys obliterated the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, that was
52-17.
Yeah, I was going to say that's 52-17.
The whole time,
yes, yeah, never in doubt. Just
where did that take place?
A real football party.
Took place at the Rose Bowl of all places.
That was in Pasadena as well.
Yes,
all right.
sure
That's
was.
cool.
I believe that was the Michael Jackson halftime Super Bowl as well. Yeah.
Oh, dude.
So even
was it really?
Another great reason to be there.
He starts it on top of the jumbotron, or at least
he had the dummy guy.
Yeah, it was the dummy guy who starts on, and they think it's him, and then he pops up on stage as that guy goes down.
And then you've got, of course, in 2011, the good Game 6 of 2011 between the Miami Heat and the Dallas Mavericks at the American Airlines Arena.
Yeah, I always thought that was funny when we were playing them, that we had both our stadiums were
and the
AAA. But yeah, 105-95 kind of had it pretty much sealed up through most of the fourth quarter, I believe. So it kind of was just hang on to the lead and party and watch LeBron cry.
Does that happen often, by the way? Where a company has got 2 different stadiums at the same time like that?
The Mercedes-Benz for football in New Orleans was also the same as the new one in Atlanta.
For a couple of years.
For a couple of years, but it's not in New Orleans. Yeah, it's Caesars.
The other DFW one is, at least for the Rangers, I would rather have been at Game 1 at home when Corey and Adolis hit the home runs, as opposed to Game 5 when they won it all. Just because as far as environment and electricity in the crowd, I can't imagine topping that.
I might have had a heart attack watching Game 5 in the crowd, to be honest, for how just nerve-wracking that one was for us to be...
Till the 9th inning.
Yeah, man, for Uvalde to just be, all of these hits and steals are getting by, but he's still locking it down. Meanwhile, we can't hit a damn thing. And I think I talked to you about it during the game. I had said, I was like, you know what? We would be the team to get no hit in a World Series.
Yeah, right.
I was like, I feel like this,
that would be a very
if anyone would
thing to
do it, I was like, that would be us.
And then lastly, my non-DFW pick, if I was to like be like, oh, let's not do DFW, October 8th, 1956.
Whoa.
When Don Larson threw the perfect game against the Brooklyn Dodgers in the World Series.
That's probably what I'm talking about.
Or not, I mean, not that specific one, but just in general, like that would be like the ultimate, like.
That's the best postseason pitching performance, right?
It has to be. Like throwing a perfect game in the World Series.
I'll hit y'all with my runner-up first.
Okay.
And it's really kind of a toss-up between two of this guy's performances for my runner-up, so I'm picking two because I can.
Yeah.
And that's going to be in 1997, Augusta, Georgia, when Tiger Woods makes the Masters, wins the Masters for the first time as a 21-year-old, he set a record. He won by 12 strokes.
Jeez.
Never been matched in that margin of victory has never been matched in any major tournament. So he won. He was 18 under. God. He beat Tom Kite, who was 6 under.
Ugh.
Dude.
The day one, his front nine, he was 4 over coming out of the front nine.
Oh wow!
Yeah, man.
Talk about locking in.
Yeah, and
Good
it was
Lord.
He didn't really like break out specifically on any day. The second day the first day he made up for it. He did birdie 5 times in the back nine, so he ended up 1 under. I think 2 under. He got 2 under.
Okay.
There's an extra birdie in there. No, sorry, there's an eagle in there.
Ooh.
The other one that I was tossing up with him is the 2005 Masters, which is the iconic chip in from the 16th, like just off of the 16th green. I'll send y'all the video here. It's just a thing of beauty, and he went on to win that one as well. I think that was his 4th Masters win.
What was his? It was like his last. Because I know he's since won, I think, 1 major, but that last major he won before he went on that long streak of not winning a major. I think it was like either the 06 or the 08 British Open, and that was just, I remember it being a very dramatic win. Yeah. All right, let me see this. Oh my God, that's gonna be quite the difference. He's gonna make it a shot. He's like right on the edge of the rough.
It's the classic one where the Nike logo flips around as the ball goes in. Yeah.
Here it comes. Oh my goodness.
It's really
that
good.
is epic.
In your life, have you seen anything like that?
So my first one, the one that I think I went to this one pretty quickly. So I'm taking you back to February 22nd, the year of 1980 at Lake Placid, New York.
All right.
Where
Miracle
the
on
U.S.
Ice?
where the U.S. men's Olympic hockey team defeats the Soviet Union 4-3 in the Miracle on Ice. I think that would have been just an electric atmosphere, and just what a triumphant, feeling that probably washed over. Yes, everybody, in that whole place.
It made Al Michaels' career.
Yeah.
I assure you, Al Michaels was going to have a career regardless.
But think about it. Think about it, man. That he was probably in his 30s or something at that time, and he's had a long, storied career. He's called Super Bowls, all kinds of sporting events, and that's going to be the one that he's remembered for still.
Do you believe?
Do you believe in miracles? Yes. And the crazy thing is like, I don't know why in my head I always thought it was like a last-second shot to win the game, but it was just like, no, just play good defense here at the end. We're just going to run this bad boy out because we thoroughly did the job. Was it a 1-goal lead?
They went into the third period down a goal.
Oh, so they didn't
3-2.
They took care of business,
tied it up, and got the
They got 2 goals in the third period.
In the third period,
that's clutch.
That's some big boy stuff because that Soviet team was not to be trifled with.
These are some good choices, though. I like this.
Yeah.
So the non-homer picks, or actually, you did 2 non-homer picks.
Yeah, I did 2 non-homer picks.
If you had to do a homer pick, which one would you do?
Oh man. Is there in some way that I can alter time?
No.
Okay.
Do you
Don't do 2011 to us.
right? Or like, would you want to be? I don't know. Were the Stars on the road when Brett Hull had the?
I'm not sure if they were.
Was he in the
Buffalo.
crease? Like, I would want to go back and like
Nope.
alter it to where he's like just definitively not in the crease, and
I
it's
feel
not
like
controversial.
I know where you're going though, and you just want to eliminate the Nelly Cruz moment and just have the Hambone home run win everything.
Yes, that's what I want.
Could have been an all-time home run.
I mean, yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's what I want.
a home run for the ages, and it was wiped away by another home run for the ages. And then just in the meantime, that Berkman asshole.
Berkman.
Talk about a terrible tenure with the Rangers.
Berkman. Welcome to the Ranger Zone. We are three permanently obsessed Texas Rangers fanatics, semi-qualified to dish out our takes like hotcakes. From the fans to the front office, I am Robbie Belusic.
I am Chris Green.
I am Tony Cook.
We have a wonderful episode just like the last one and just like the next one. We're going to get into some preseason predictions. I guess it really is preseason already, though, because spring training has begun.
We've lost a couple games already?
Yep, we have lost 2 games.
But
I think they're
don't
playing.
count.
Yeah. We're playing today, I imagine. I'm sure.
Let's see. I wanted to see who was pitching today because I know we had Evaldi and Molly in the first 2 games. I'm like, well, get some Jacob action going on. Let's see.
Leiter pitched a little bit yesterday, too.
And I heard it was
fine.
like there was
No runs.
Okay.
No runs. He struck out 1. I think he walked 1, and then gave up 2 hits.
How was the command? I didn't get to see or hear anything yet.
Evan Grant said, he was like, not to, speculate or panic. And I was like, hey, man, that's what fuels spring training.
Right, that's all we do, baby.
You keep overreacting. But he said that, in the beginning of the pitch sequence, pitches were on and they were looking good. And he was throwing gas, too. But later on in the at-bat, his command would just kind of falter and he would lose batters.
Hometown
so a lot
product.
of what he was doing last year.
Hometown product. Cody Bradford starting the 3rd game of spring training today.
Hey, fantastic.
Got our lefty going.
That is good stuff. But before we get into all of these predictions that we're going to do of our season and what we think is going to pan out for all of our players, how about a little bit of news? If you want to watch some of these spring training games, and hopefully this episode will be out by then, I'm sure it will be. I will try my darndest. You can start Gersh Dern it, Laura Dern from Jurassic Park. You can start watching these games Wednesday, March 12th, and then the 14th, 16th, 18th, 20th, 22nd, 24th, and 25th. Those will all be televised on your Victory Plus streaming app.
Rangers Sports Network.
That's right. So you can start to see some of these games instead of watching dots. And I don't even know if they're doing dots for spring. No, they are, because I did. I watched a little bit of dot baseball.
Have you seen that
Yesterday.
that 3D option they've been doing on the app?
It's really cool.
It's like, okay, this is not.
It's not bad.
It's not bad for free.
No,
I'll take it.
Not bad at all. We'll pivot just a little bit off of spring training for a moment. I did want to announce some things. Elvis is going to go into the Rangers Hall of Fame. I think we talked about that a little bit at some point.
We knew.
Yeah, we did.
It seems
Well,
right.
yeah.
He's like 2nd in most offensive categories to Michael Young.
Yeah.
So
It's just like
he was here.
You were here.
Leads-
Yeah.
I
You were a guy.
Yeah. Stolen base leader, I think,
Yes.
for the club. So good for him.
How many consecutive seasons did he play shortstop for us?
I mean, it was pretty much 2009 through like 2019.
So a solid
did he
decade.
Did he open the new ballpark with us? I think he was here in 2020.
Oh, he had to be
I'm about
gone
to tell
by
you.
then.
2020.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
That was his last year. Played 29 games. On the topic of Ranger greats, Adrian Beltre's statue is going to be unveiled on Friday, August the 22nd. So
Are we completely in the dark about what it's going to look like?
I don't think
'Cause
we
I have a theory. It's the same as everybody else's theory.
I don't remember. I have a link here. I don't believe any details have been released about what it's going to look like.
If it's not him hitting the home run from the knee off Chris Carpenter or him dragging the
it's
on-base circle.
gotta be the knee, bro.
It's gotta be, right?
Yeah, you can't just sidestep that one. That's Dirk is doing the fadeaway in his statue. There's no way you're gonna take that's this guy's signature move.
I think the only other semi-iconic image of him that's not a goofball image is maybe him tipping his cap when he got his 3,000th hit.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
But the knee would be so much cooler.
Yeah,
I would also like a mural somewhere around the stadium
for sure.
of like Beltray pretending to be mad at Elvis for something that they did.
That would be really
that
cool.
would be really cool.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Or like just like a whole wall you could dedicate 7 or 8 panels of images of them
both going for the 5
being goofballs.
Yeah, and he's like, you out here hot dogging it, you know?
You know what would be cool if actually you could do it as a television portrait style television with a frame and just have
them rolling,
have them GIFs. Yeah, just have them be
that would be cool.
Definitely a game I want to try to go to. That again Friday, August 22nd. Pokemon Go is going to come to the stadium. There is zero news about this. Pokemon is, they'll let us know when things are happening. You know what? I think Nintendo is about, either Nintendo's about to do a direct or Pokemon is about to do a direct on YouTube where they, talk about what's upcoming for the year and stuff. So I bet they're going to give some details about their partnership with MLB and what they're going to do. But let's get back down to Surprise, Arizona, where we wanted to give you a little bit of news of what's been going on here in the early team workouts and bullpen sessions, and now even the first 2 games of spring training as we record this. Jacob deGrom down there looking good, feeling good. The happiest guy at camp, says Jeff Wilson from the DLLS.
It's because he's
podcast.
growing the hair out. That's why.
He is growing the hair out. He does. He's looking a little shaggy. I don't mind it.
I'm all about this. He was at his best when that stuff was long. Bring it back.
During his bullpen session with Higashioka, Higashioka had said DeGrom his command is like Mariano Rivera's, who Higashioka got to catch a little bit during spring trainings and stuff while he was there. They overlapped just a little bit while they were both in New York.
Forgot about
an interesting comp.
He said that that DeGrom missed his first pitch by 4 inches and then said, terrible. And then the next pitch, he corrected, and then Higashioka didn't have to move his glove again for the rest of the bullpen session.
Oh, that's what you like to hear.
Yeah. Evan Carter, there was tons of videos and stuff that have been going out. If you guys obviously are following the Rangers on social media of guys doing all their workout stuff. Evan Carter looking great out there as well, hitting a home run off of Garabito during live BP. I did want to get into all of these different last-minute camp invites and minor league deals and major league deals.
I like some of them. They're a lot of intriguing dudes.
But before I get into that, I did just want to mention the flu. It's going around. It's everywhere. It's affecting our ball players a little bit, but it's not crazy. Bruce
affected me.
Yeah, me as well. God. And Tony, yeah. All of us. That's right. Yeah, we all got it within like a week of each other. Surprise, surprise. We hang out all the time. Bochy, he had the flu last month.
He's too old to be getting the flu.
Yeah, our massage therapist, Raul Cardenas, he got the flu while he was down there. Chris Martin got the flu the first day of camp. Jeff Wilson from the DLLS, he joked. He was like, that was the day we interviewed you and shook hands. Great. And who else? Oh, Jock Peterson. He the latest to be affected by the flu. Also, when he was down there the first day playing a little first base.
He better work on it because he was terrible when we looked him up at first.
He was very bad. So. And I really thought his primary role, everyone I'm sure was going to be DH, but Bochy said the club has plans to have him focus on working first base. What?
No.
I
don't like that at all.
Yeah, I don't like that. That was from Evan Grant. Yeah, I knew he probably wasn't.
Are we thinking platoon with him and Berger at first more than?
Berger's defense isn't that bad to where you have to put Jock Peterson in. And
Jock isn't that good that you would want to put him at. I feel like we're missing something here. Unless this man's been working on it in secret and it's gotten a lot better.
Maybe.
To me, it just seems like a lot of focus on DH first base and not nearly enough focus on center field.
Probably kind of indicates that. And I thought that he might play a little bit of outfield because that's where he's been doing it. But maybe the legs aren't there anymore. That's why if you're going to use him defensively, like first base is where you put a guy that can't really use the legs like he used to. Maybe that's it. And they just need to have an extra first baseman, because I think Josh Smith played a little first base, but that's not his strongest infield position.
No.
He's definitely not a great stretch player.
He's a tiny. He's like 5. He's 5'10". He's 5'10", 170.
Josh Smith still even then be better defensively at first than both Berger and Peterson?
No, I don't think
Berger
so.
Berger was
the
better.
best
Defensive first baseman on the roster.
So into these deals, and these last-minute deals, the minor league camp invites and 40-man roster moves and stuff like that. So a lot. We've made a ton of them gearing up to spring training here. Luke Jackson.
I'm coming home.
Yes, a former Ranger. We've got a lot of these former Rangers on this list. Luke Jackson got a major league deal. He is a part of this team. He will be in the bullpen on opening day.
I'm more excited about him than Sean Armstrong, that's for sure.
That's a 1-year, $1.5 million deal. We saw something in Luke Jackson, so yeah, come on with
That's
it.
much better than that's a good yeah, good job, CY.
To make
Cookie.
Don't hurt me.
Oh man, to make room for Jackson, we put Spores on the 60-day DL or IL, whatever it is.
Move we were definitely anticipating anyway.
Absolutely.
Well, we were saying All-Star break, right? Ish for him.
Early-ish.
Yeah, early, probably before.
Okay.
They said June, I think, like mid-June, late June. And of course, if there's any setbacks, it will be the All-Star break then.
Yeah.
Jesse Chavez, also a former Ranger. He was given a minor league deal. I think it says major league deal.
I'll tell you exactly how this is going to go down. He's going to have a good spring, Jesse Chavez. Going to be like one of them last guys to make the team somehow out of camp. He's going to suck for us. We're going to end up releasing him. And then he's going to go to Atlanta, and he's going to be good again. That's how it always goes with him.
Yeah.
He will somehow end up back on the Braves by the end of the season. And when he gets there, he's going to have a sub-2 ERA.
Just confirming here. Yeah, it was a minor league deal. I just flubbed on the document here.
Oh, he's a minor league deal? Okay.
Yes. Joe Barlow, former Ranger, also a minor league deal. Tony, that was your call.
Yeah.
You called that on the button, I think, the day before it happened when it was announced. We were just talking about it. So he is coming back home as well on a minor league deal. JT Chargois, minor league deal.
Yeah.
And one of the most interesting that happened moments before we started recording this, Kevin Pillar. Kevin Pillar on a minor league deal.
Oh, Kevin Pillar. Former Ranger killer Kevin Pillar.
Yeah.
Played a lot with the Blue Jays as well.
He
right?
sure did. He was there, I believe, in 2015 and 2016 when they ended our seasons, and famously was probably the angriest person in the Odor Bautista fight.
Yes, he was.
He came in swinging. He was
unglued.
Mad. Like, I think Mitch Moreland had to like bear hug him, and he's just like, brother, ain't that big of a deal.
He was gonna explode out there in the field.
He wanted blood. It was oof. Yeah, no, I think that's a solid depth pickup because he can still play a solid outfield defense. I think it's his bat that's left him.
Yeah, I looked up just briefly, kind of skimmed his baseball reference. His defense overall is very good. He's an incredible defender in the outfield. Played center field mostly, and then kind of has been bouncing around the other corner outfield spots.
Well, if he's going to contribute in center, it's obviously a good addition there. I don't know if there's a chance to make the roster for that guy, though.
But could that help signal that potentially they are really strongly considering moving
Tavares?
Leody Tavares. It's like,
Yeah,
we need the extra depth because maybe we are trying to shop this guy around. Because then if he has a better chance of potentially making the roster if your starting center fielder is Wyatt Langford as opposed to Leody. Yeah. And all the projections I've seen, like, nobody really has Tavares starting on this team on opening day.
No.
And if he's not starting, then why are you here?
I think Kevin Pillar might be your Jankowski replacement.
Yeah.
Where did he sign? I saw he got himself a deal.
Somewhere up north.
And I was very happy for him. It's good that he got himself a deal.
Was it Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I think it was.
No,
the
that
Pirates.
was Haney, I think.
Oh, that was Haney in Pittsburgh.
Haney got a deal with the Pirates.
It's not Milwaukee.
Cubs.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
To a minor league deal.
Nothing but good things to say about old El Blondie.
Yeah, dude, he was great. He was wonderful for us.
A+ clubhouse guy.
Deserved every bit of that ring he's wearing. 100%.
He had to come in Game 4 and Game 5 for Noel Bombi, right?
And came in clutch.
Yeah, he had 3 RBIs in the World Series, I think. At least.
In the 2 games he played.
Yeah,
he was money.
Well, I hear good things about Pilar being a good clubhouse guy, so that's
Yeah, one of those. He's always been one of
Great.
those. Hate him if he's not on your team. Love him if he is.
Yeah.
That's good. Great. I feel like probably Leote's bat as it is and Pilar's bat where it is now are probably
Yeah.
similar. And they're not, like we said, they're not starting.
and the similar in that they don't have one. I really think that's I don't know. I've kind of harped on it so far. But that's a real soft spot for us right now.
Center field.
Is our ability to field the ball in center.
So yeah, his defense is his saving grace. What I was telling Tony, I looked up his career range factor per nine, and it was I think like 2.64, with the league percentage at 2.12, so like 0.5%, which is that's big.
Yeah.
That's a big jump, especially for all of the cumulative years that he's been playing, which is 12. He's been in the league for a while.
I really find
12 years.
The biggest impact he can have on this roster is maybe he can guide Langford in how to track the ball in center a little bit.
That'd be nice.
That's really about it.
He was never like Kevin Kiermaier good defensively, right?
When he was with Toronto, he was really getting after it. He was one of those dudes kind of fearless.
He run into the wall.
Would catch a lot of balls that a lot of guys would just let bounce and hop on and send it on into the second base or whatever.
He's hungry for the catch.
And
Chip on the
he's not
shoulder.
he's not really a big speed guy. So that means that he's just has the ability to track the ball well. So
Gets good jumps.
yeah,
It is definitely a minor league deal that makes you stop and be like, oh.
right.
Yeah. Lastly, here in the news, I was getting sad because all these people were hitting home runs in spring training. A bunch of the big names, they were launching them over the fence already in the first and second games, and we had not had one, but we got one yesterday, boys.
Is this name correct?
This is Trevor Hauer.
Hauer.
Yep.
Not with a B, but an H.
Yes.
Okay.
Trevor Hauer. It could also be Hoyer.
Okay.
He was the first one to hit a home run for the Rangers in spring training, so good for you, Trevor Hauer or Hoyer.
Yes, because Trevor Bauer hits things other than baseballs.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh no, I spelled his name wrong. I was double checking. It's Hauver. Hauver. Hauver.
Father.
Is he... I've never heard of this guy. Is he
I have no idea.
like one of these like 27-year-old minor leaguers?
I looked him up on Baseball Reference. There was nothing.
And Baseball Reference said who?
Yeah. The ESPN page for him also says who.
Does it have a picture of him, or is it like just some gray silhouette?
No, there's no even silhouette. It's the team logo. He's okay. Here we go. He's 26.
Oh man, I almost got it too.
He's one of those dudes like that dude from Field of Dreams who came to the doctor and I want to step into the box and I want to look that pitcher in the eyes and then right before he throws it, I'm gonna wink at him, make him think he knows something that I don't. You know what I mean?
Predictions.
We've got lots of things to predict and project and pontificate and prognosticate.
Ooh, don't they have to sedate you for that?
Not everybody can be as lucky as the Texas Rangers and Texas Rangers fans, knowing they know where everybody is going to play on this team already. With at least some certainty, I'd say at least 95% of certainty we know where everybody's going to be.
Well, we said that, and now we've got Jock Peterson at first base.
Well, at
still-
least everybody's happy with it.
Do we know for sure if it's like Langford center, Carter left, or if Carter will get any time in center?
I think they're going to try them both out and find out what
Just
is going to
see
work.
who sticks.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm really intrigued because I don't want to call that a position battle because it feels like one of them's going to end up in the other's spot, but that one's going to be fun.
And I can guarantee you neither one of them give an absolute shit about where they're playing because they're
no.
just happy to be here.
Definitely not Evan at this point. He's
Raphael.
like, good Lord, let me just play.
If you're platooning in center, you don't have a center fielder though. That's just it's center and shortstop. If you ain't got a guy that's playing every day, you ain't got a guy.
That's why we're going to find out which one of them is the guy.
Yeah.
That is not the case for the Boston Red Sox. Because
They did this to themselves.
Yes, because Rafael Devers was asked about possibly moving to DH and so that Alex Bregman could play third base. And he says, nope, I play third base.
That's my bag.
We all thought Bregman was going to play second when he moved over there, so maybe Boston was thinking about third, but Devers even doubled down when
Bregman is a significantly better third baseman too. That's one of the problems.
Rafael Devers is a garbage third baseman.
Yeah. He had his last good year at third was 2019.
Yeah, not just in the American League East, not just in the American League
in baseball.
In baseball, he's a bad third baseman.
Stinky.
Yes. He doubled down when I watched an interview, a reporter asked, isn't it the club's, decision, or is it a mutual thing? Basically, where do you decide? And it's in Spanish. He says...
You can understand it as somebody who
he
speaks English,
says,
though.
no.
Es mi decisión.
Yeah, es mi decisión. It was the first thing that comes out of his mouth. Nope, my decision.
Yep.
The translator does not say that. When he comes
didn't
back,
even need
yeah,
to.
he just sidestepped and glossed right over that. I was like, well, okay. The
interpreter the whole time just oh, God.
I hate that. I do not like my interpreters filtering these responses.
You say what they say.
You
That's
are
why
a
you're here.
mouthpiece.
Yes.
You are only mouthpiece.
Yes.
You do not get to also bet your players' money.
I'll stick my hand up your ass and work your mouth like a puppet.
You hear me? You hear me?
Boston's manager Alex Cora, he piped in and he said, just because a GM who's not here anymore promised you Devers third base forever doesn't mean that's happening. That's kind of wild coming from your manager, but I mean, you got to draw a line in the sand. Bud, you're up here and you're gonna kind of play where we're going to tell you to play.
Ron Washington level blunt.
And why
not a lot of managers are that blunt these days.
And I'll tell you this, I don't know why you wouldn't want to become this franchise's second Big Poppy. He's making $25 million a year for the next 2 years or 3 years until he goes down to 22 and a half.
He's going to be there for it's he's long-term extension.
He's got
there.
He's got 9 or 8 or 9 years left on his deal. But right now, if he's a DH for Boston, he is the second highest paid DH in MLB probably this year and next year, just under Shohei Ohtani. And then all of the subsequent years after that, when he's getting paid $22.5 million, he's still probably top 5 DH. It's bro, you're not losing any money not playing third base.
I can understand. He does have 8 or 9 years left on this deal. I can understand the hesitancy at that stage in your career to already move to DH. But at the same time, you've got guys out there that are, I think Jordan has signed some form of an extension with the Astros, but more or less, I think he still would be pre-arb or coming up to free agency right now. And he's been a DH for a few years. They play him in the outfield, but they try not to. But it's I could see the hesitancy from the player just be I got a decade of play left. I can't not play the field for a decade. I don't know. There's that pride factor too. You're the face of the franchise. And I don't want to stick up for him too much. I understand his frustration, especially when you bring a guy in to play your position and you pay him $15 million more than you pay me, the face of your franchise already. I can see the bad taste in his mouth, but he's not handling it the most professional.
Well, my thing is he shouldn't have to handle it because
it should have been something that was talked about before they signed him.
It should have been something that was not just talked about, but decided on before you signed him.
Adrian Beltre famously called Michael Young before he signed his contract here.
I feel like that's not a standard that I can put on other pro ball players, just to behave like Adrian Beltre and Michael Young. You know what I mean?
The reason he is the face of their franchise is because he rips balls into the stands way past the outfield and over the green monster. It's not hyperbole when we're talking about that this guy is a bad third baseman.
He's bad.
He has led the league in errors committed at third base since 2018 consecutively, and would have done it in 2017, but was second place, but still committed 14 errors.
He had 14 last year?
No, he had 14 in 2017. That was the only year he's ever been ranked second most errors at third base.
Because I want to say
for the American League.
Bregman had 2 errors all last year or something crazy like that.
Bregman's a great defender.
It's from a club standpoint, of course you want to put Bregman at third base. That would be the number one option.
How many years do you have to watch this guy fumble the ball around at third base for him to get it? Dude, it sucks, but you're clearly not a third baseman. You're here to distribute souvenirs.
So in
the form of home runs.
Another really interesting thing, or just aspect of this, is the way Bregman signed this deal. It's a 3-year, $120 million deal. 3 for $40 million a year, but he says opt out after year 1.
Yeah.
So if he does end up playing third and Devers DHs, or I don't know if maybe he could play second, I have no idea. But Bregman has a great year and opts out, And then now, who's your third baseman? Does Devers go back and play third now? Like, do you go back to the guy that sucks at third? It just seems like a weird thing to do, this 1 year Band-Aid.
And I think really all this stems from not necessarily a desire to get Bregman. It was just that he was the best player available, and they had to do something to try to match New York.
Yep.
Luckily, we don't have any of our players doing any of that nonsense. They're just happy to be here at all.
Hell yeah, baby.
And I would like to know, fellas, where are they going to be when they're going to be here? So we've made a couple of different lineup configurations that we think are going to be plausible. Which one of you fellas would like to go first?
I got it.
Tony.
Step right up. Come on down.
All right.
It's Anthony's assertions.
So this is my opening day lineup.
Great.
Everybody's healthy. Everybody's ready to rock.
Damn straight.
This is who we're rolling with. Batting first and playing left field,
Batting leadoff.
Evan Carter.
Wait, real quick.
Oh.
Is this what you would like, or is this what you think will happen?
If I'm making the lineup,
Okay, got you. You're Skip.
and obviously this is not just like some fantasy bullshit.
It's
this
plausible.
is possible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Batting second and playing second, Marcus Semien. Batting third and shortstop is Corey Seager. Fourth, I'm going to put Bombi,
Okay.
That's fair.
and I'm going to surround him with Jake Berger at first.
Before you go to number...
Wait, you got Burger fifth?
Oh, Burger 5.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
oh.
Before you go to 6, have y'all seen that Bombi has changed his swing, his approach to his swing? It's a much shorter, compact swing, and the leg kick is not there anymore. It's a real quick step, and this thing goes
He's
off.
trying to pop some balls.
This thing goes off like a sawed-off shotgun, dude. It looks great.
Batting sixth in center field is Wyatt Langford. Batting seventh and playing third is Josh Young, which I think is a huge plus batting him
Oh
seven.
my goodness, yes.
So much power and pop at the bottom of that lineup there.
He could bat 4, 5, 6
Really,
on almost any
really,
team.
my 7, 8, 9 are some boppers who are either gonna
Yeah, I was
hit the
about
ball
to say,
over
I was
the
like,
fence.
I was like, there's some
or-
guys you haven't even said yet. We're all the way down at. We're about to do 8.
My 7, 8, 9 is swinging for the fence guys.
Hell yeah.
And I think that's a best place for him. So 7 was Josh Young. Number 8 DH Jock Peterson.
Yes.
And then 9 center is Jonah Heim. I said center. Excuse me, catcher. Catcher Jonah Heim. As far as a day off lineup, I just kind of emptied the bench.
Okay.
And we'll replace Heim with Higgy, and we'll replace Duran and Semien, or really anyone in this infield. You could throw Duran in there, I think. Josh Smith is really the same thing with him. And
he's going to play everywhere. So
and then right now I've got Leote being really the only other outfielder. I really want Carter and Langford to be out there every day I can get them out there. Those young dudes, just let them roll.
My opening day style lineup, I went with like a put myself in Bochy's shoes kind of lineup as far as like what he would most likely do. So I was thinking Semien leading off and playing second. And then batting second, playing shortstop would be Corey Seager. Batting third and playing center would be Wyatt Langford. DH, batting fourth, Jock Peterson. And then batting fifth in right field is Adolis Garcia. And so up to this point, you've got the righties, lefties split up. You got righty, lefty, righty, lefty, righty. And then batting sixth, I got Josh Young playing third. Batting seventh, switch hitter Jonah Heim at catcher. Batting eighth, Jake Berger at first. Sorry. Batting eighth, Jake Berger at first. And then batting ninth to turn the lineup over, you got Evan Carter playing left field. That also gets you back into your lefty-righty splits. So that's where I could see something realistically that Bochy could do that still splits up our seemingly right-handed heavy lineup at times. And then as far as a day off lineup, not a total day off, but at least getting some of the other guys in there. Semien leading off, playing second. Shortstop, we got Corey Seager batting second. Batting third, DH could be Wyatt Langford. Batting fourth, Adolis Garcia in right. Batting fifth, Josh Smith in left. Batting sixth, Josh Young at third. Batting seventh, Berger at first. Batting eighth, Taveras in center. And then batting ninth, Higgy behind the dish.
Okay.
Joey Gallo signed a minor league deal with the White Sox, by the way. Could not even get a major league deal with the team that lost the most games in major league history. Pour one out for our boy.
My opening day lineup begins with the Capitan, Marcus Semien, batting first, playing second base. Then moving over to Corey Seager, playing short, batting second. Then to Langford, playing center, batting third.
Me likey.
I got Bombi playing fourth for opening day.
Okay.
I don't think he stays there.
But just for like a tip of the cap kind of a thing?
Maybe. The guy said his goal is to hit 50 home runs this year, so he could stay in the spot, but if it's not there, we've got several big bopping guys that can move into that 4-hole.
If he says he's
So
hitting
he's
50,
on extra juice?
if he says he's hitting 50, that's the kind of thing that makes me think like 35 is damn near guaranteed.
Right?
Right. It's like he's going to hit at least 35 then. Batting fifth.
Batting fifth. I have Joshua Young batting fifth.
See, like
at third base.
That's the thing, man. You can put him anywhere in this lineup, I swear. If he's on, he fits.
Yeah, I've got him batting fifth because my 5, 6, 7 is also like pretty much 4 through 7 is put it out of the ballpark power here because batting sixth, I have Jack Peterson, who's DHing. Then batting seventh, I've got Jake Berger over at first base. Then Heim batting eighth, catching, and Carter batting ninth.
You know what? I like that.
Left field.
This is like, okay, my first 3 batters are like professional hitters, like just good at everything they do with the bat. And then I got to face Murderer's Row with the power alley there. So it's like if you're starting this game and you don't just like get a 1-2-3 inning in the first, man, we're talking RBIs right away.
I tried to put together as well like a getaway, just putting in, emptying the bench. I don't like this lineup at all, so I hope we don't ever have to freaking do this.
This better be like the day after we clinch the division.
Yeah, no kidding. It was terrible. The batting order has me seriously worried.
Right?
Yeah. Leading off is Josh Smith.
I don't hate it.
Playing right field.
Goo!
I've got him in the outfield.
Oh.
I've got him in the outfield for this one.
Has he played any right?
Oh, he's going to play all the outfield positions this year.
Okay.
They said he's going to play everywhere. Okay. He will play every position.
He's been everywhere, man.
Pretty much. He's going to be all over the place. So I've got him in right. Seager is second again, playing shortstop.
No days off.
No days off for you, Seager. Nothing. I've got Langford again playing center, batting third. Fourth is Bombi, who's DHing that day. And then I've got Young batting fifth at third base still. Berger batting sixth this time over at first base.
Does PD get the day off, Jock Peterson?
Yes. Okay. He's got the day off for this one. Duran is batting seventh, playing second base. That is who is taking over for Simeon. And then I've got Higashioka batting eighth, catching, and Tavares batting ninth in left field.
This lineup that we've got this season is really reminiscent of those 2010 through 2012 kind of lineup where you're getting pop from everybody in this 1 through 9.
Having Berger just in most likely in a 7 through 9 spot in your lineup potentially is really really nice to have.
I don't know how I feel about Peterson in the 4-hole, man. I think that's a lot to ask of him.
That's where I feel like if everything goes right and we get what we wanted out of him is him batting fourth in this lineup. I think it's very possible he ends up in the bottom third of this lineup by the end of the season, though. I think this is. I think they would love for Garcia to be able to bat fifth as opposed to fourth. I would also like to see Garcia bat his way into commanding the cleanup spot. That would be great. And then Young, honestly, could easily slide anywhere in this lineup.
I just don't know what to expect from him at this point.
Josh Young?
Yeah.
Well, if he's healthy, he's good.
It's so when he's healthy, he's on, but he's just not healthy that often.
What, the last 2 freak injuries, though, right?
Yeah. I mean, 3, and you can't call him freak anymore.
It's just terminally unlucky so far in his career. It's not like, oh, he's got bad conditioning.
At the end of the day...
He's not fat like Luka.
At the end of the day, even if it seems unpredictable, either you're available or you're not.
Well, we've looked at the batters and the fielding position, so let's go to our complete rotation here. With any injury contingencies or stuff you have, just what you thought our rotation will be, let's say, for the first 5, our first 5 games, obviously. I've got Jacob deGrom as the 1. I've got Uvalde as the 2. Bradford as the 3.
Lefty.
Gray as the 4. Rocker as the 5.
Oh... Over Tyler Mahle, huh?
Yes.
Ooh.
I would have put Gray 3 because I think that is his rightful place in this lineup, but Bradford's the lefty. So I've just got to split him up.
Cody Bradford's preferred throwing arm has the best thing going for him right now.
It really
There's
does.
so many dudes that should most likely be in the rotation talent-wise over him, but he's a lefty.
Well, and between him and Malley, he pitched way more last season.
Malley's a righty, right? Or is he a lefty?
Tyler Malley's a righty.
Yeah, it's just Bradford, bro.
Wow.
His spot is guaranteed.
Yeah,
I think
you
it
got to
is.
have a lefty starter.
And that's why I have my 2 spot starters as Leiter and Malley.
Okay.
I think Leiter ends up in the bullpen. I think Leiter gets
The mop-up duty?
our 1, 2. I think we have like 2 bullpen spots that everyone's fighting for.
Okay.
Leiter's going to get one of them, I believe. And
Malley?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I think we gave Sean Armstrong a major league deal, and if it was like a,
Yes.
Armstrong
will be pitching. Robert Garcia is pitching.
Milner will be pitching.
Milner is pitching.
As he is a lefty.
Mm-hmm.
As is Webb.
All of the Webb.
I would be willing to DFA one of these dudes out of camp to keep Tyler Malley in the bullpen if like it came down to that, because Kumar Rocker's just so good he's got to be in the rotation.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be like everything is perfect scenario. It's like Kumar Rocker has pitched his way into this rotation. We cannot say no. I'll be honest with you. I think it's going to be the boring one. Like, I think they're going to roll with DeGrom starting.
Yeah.
And then just because they can't just stomach the idea of having consecutive opening day starters, it's going to be Jacob DeGrom for that reason. And then Nathan Eovaldi. Then it may be Cody Bradford, him and John Gray. Like as far as like who may actually physically pitch the third game, I'm not sure. But like those two are their 3-4. And then the fifth is probably going to be Tyler Malley. Or
Rocker.
No, Malley.
Malley. So you want Rocker in the pen?
No, I don't think Rocker makes the team out of spring training.
No way.
I think he goes down to AAA.
No way. Really? That is some. I would think Leiter out of anybody would.
I think they would be more willing to let Leiter be, because I think if they
Who would you rather?
If Kumar's not starting every fifth day, he's going to be in the minors. That's what I think, at least.
Okay.
So, but I think they're more willing to give Jack Leiter that kind of mop-up role because he hasn't necessarily blown anybody's socks off. He's shown flashes of brilliance, but I think they're more resigned to the possibility that Kumar Rocker could be the potential ace in the future as opposed to Jack Leiter.
Okay.
I think Jack Leiter's ceiling may have fallen to a more middle of the rotation kind of guy. So, what you got, Toneworth?
I feel like the 1, 2, 3 is set in stone. DeGrom, Uvalde, and Bradford to split up your lefty righties there for somewhat similar reasons that you thought the Rocker will not make the team out of spring training. I would have him in the starting rotation just to have him pitching every fifth day.
Okay. Yeah.
You have him in the big league rotation?
Yes, I have my 4-5
I
is
hope
Rocker,
so,
Leiter.
guys. I
Rocker
really
and Leiter.
Rocker and Leiter. I really want
So
them
no
both.
Gray. So Gray's going to the
So
bullpen.
Gray is in the bullpen, Malley's in the bullpen, Dunning is in the bullpen.
Right.
Tony wants everything to go right.
Yes.
Oh,
At
man, I would love
least to
this.
start the year, I want everything in order with those 5.
Wow. Interesting.
And I'm okay with some spot starts here and there, especially because
We're gonna have to. DeGrom will
is
get
old
some,
and coming off injury.
And I don't think it's going to be. Bruce Bochy, I think, mentioned that it's not going to be any out of the ordinary rest. Like, they're not going to work in extra rest for these guys unless they need it. Like, they're not going to start. The plan right now is to let everybody go.
Okay.
Yep. G.O. go. We'll move on to the next one here, and that is who has the most to prove? Which of our Texas Rangers has got the most to prove this season, specifically coming off of our very poor, or rather lackluster performance last year?
Are we doing hitter and pitcher?
I just did. I did a 1A, 1B.
I think there's like
whoever you want, anybody on the team. You could do the Bat Boy for all I care.
definitely a big gap
But I
between
think he did a
number
great
one
job.
and everybody else.
The Bat Boy.
One of the few people that did a good job last year. I feel like there's one and then a major drop off between the next closest guy that has something to prove.
Okay.
But somebody else go first.
I went first last time.
All right, Tony, you go first.
Yeah, Tony. I think you.
Yeah, you went third last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go.
You know, when I first read this question, the name that popped in my head was Evan Carter.
Ooh, not a bad. I mean, yeah.
He's really got the potential that if he doesn't hit the ground running here, that he's going to get that flash in the pan label.
I'd hate that.
And it's hard to, that kind of Eric Hinsky,
Ooh.
you started so hot and then you
put
just
that evil on him,
never,
Ricky Bobby?
well,
But you're right.
We're going to be in that territory if he doesn't hit the ground running here. So
I agree.
nobody wants him to be that guy. And right now, I don't think he is that guy.
My 1A was Jonah Heim.
Man needs a bounce back year.
He does.
And he's admitted it. I listened to a good podcast talking about where it was Bobby Wilson. He was talking to Bobby Wilson, like exit interview style at the end of last season, like, what can we do better? And he said Bobby was brutally honest with him. Basically something along the lines of, your position on this team is not guaranteed.
Oh, wow,
and you need to remember that and, show them.
That's true. Kyle Higashioka is making $13.5 million. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
At any position you're playing.
That's not backup catcher money. I'm going to at least intend to split 50-50.
Legitimate platoon, yeah.
Yeah. That's a good one, dude.
Yeah, that was mine. Because we can cry overuse as long as, until we're blue in the face that he's, played all of these games for the last 2 seasons. But at a certain point,
the bat can make it happen, though.
Yeah, that's true. Yep. The bat needs to come alive. I have no problems with his defense or any, miss.
He took a step back, but he was also like elite in 2023.
Right.
So,
and the whole team was, and that's why we won a World Series. So that's but yeah, that was my 1A. Did you have 2, Tony? Or?
Yeah, if I was going to do a 1B there, it would. And I, like I said, I kind of split it up, an arm and a bat.
Good.
Lighter. Gotta be lighter.
The man's reputation took a hit last year.
Gotta be
trying to
Jack
bounce
Leiter.
back.
Yeah. And he just
a lot of expectation. When he came in and broke in, we were looking at a guy with a ceiling of a guy like Sonny Gray.
My 1B was your 1A, Evan Carter. I thought that he, out of everybody else other than Jonah, has the most to prove for all of the exact reasons you laid out.
The guy that I said number one way above everybody else is the guy who's making the most money on the team.
Jacob deGrom.
And the man who has a Hall of Fame legacy on the line.
That's a great pick, dude.
It seems it's also like the easy pick, but
yeah. Well, it's
really,
it's
I
no
mean,
fault of
it's
his
just
own.
like he's got nothing to prove here. This is all.
I think it's
I
more
don't,
for
like if he retired today. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer.
like the cake is baked. This is all frosting, bro.
Do you think it's more maybe not on the outlook of like out to prove it to baseball or the team, but like for himself? I
definitely
think so.
himself,
because I know
sure.
he's
his number one critic. I like you.
Oh yeah.
Like he gets a soft label, but if you really listen to the way he talks and how emotionally invested he can get in these things, like,
yeah, man,
he cares.
He
may be a country bumpkin, but he cares.
Yeah, he was so upset when he got injured. He was.
Oh yeah,
yeah, dude. He was very upset.
Okay, he may have something to prove to himself. He ain't got nothing to prove to nobody else.
I agree with you there.
He's been. No, he's like literally. You go to any. Sorry, that was terrible. If you go to any social media post about him these days, top 5 comments are like, and he's hurt. Oh, and he's already hurt. Oh, I can't. He's going to pitch 5 innings this year and throw his elbow out. Like, I think he's got that to prove to people that he's not, that he does still have the greatness deep down inside and can rattle off potentially another Cy Young worthy season. That's what I think he has to prove to everybody, that it's his best days, his absolute best days are assuredly behind him, but he still has it in the tank.
Yeah, he's still got several. Yeah, just because he's on the back nine doesn't mean he's approaching the clubhouse. So I want to take you to our next one, and that is where we are, as a team, going to end the season regarding our win record, where we'll be in the AL West and the American League as a whole. Before I get your opinions, I did want to go through a little bit of Pacoda's projections. Pacoda is the official statistician algorithm company that does all of the predictions for.
It's an acronym for something fancy sounding.
Player Empirical Comparison and Optimization Test Algorithm.
Fancy.
Yes, that is what it stands for. Pacoda says that the Rangers
are
going
to...
and
that hurts.
That hurts.
Do note that Pacoda is historically conservative
Yes.
with their projections as well.
Yes.
They don't do 100-win projections almost ever, unless you're the Dodgers this year.
Yeah.
So when we tell you this record, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, they have got the Rangers 90-72.
Say what?
The most wins in the American League. They've got us. Also, the highest
That seems generous. I love our team, but that seems generous.
That is also the highest American League playoff percentage.
82%.
They've got us at 82%.
I love to hear that.
We also have the highest World Series percentage at 9.4, only behind one other team, that is the Dodgers.
At what?
19.6.
They got a 1 in 5 chance of making the thing.
Yeah.
Dang.
What do I got here? Oh, I've got the Astros at 87 and 75 on here for the Pacoda projections, and I've got a little note here.
Hell no, that's not good, bro. They're going to be so much worse than that.
You think so?
They're going to be 15 games worse than that.
Yeah, I think
you think they're going crater?
They are going to be
talking sub 500?
They're going to be struggling to keep their head above water.
We'll get into it more, fellas. Don't get ahead of your panties.
Sorry.
Or the rest of our division, Athletics, they've got them projected 5th. They've got Seattle projected, I think, 3rd at 86 and 73.
So they got a pretty tight 1, 2, 3 there in the division. 90 and 72 for us. The Astros 87, 75, and Seattle at 86 and 73. That's one of those. This is going down the last couple of weeks in September.
Yeah, a real competitive league, which I think a lot of people
baseball's
had said,
best when the AL West is best. Everybody loves when the AL West is best.
That's true.
I feel like those are the craziest seasons in baseball when our division is good.
So let's hear it from our mouths. What do y'all think? Where are the Rangers going to finish? What's our record? And
I would give them a couple more wins than that. I would put them at 90, 92.
92. Chris, what do you got? What do you got them at for their wins?
The AL West is not best, guys. I think they win the division with 88 wins.
Okay.
Really? 88? Okay.
Kind of mid, huh?
Mm-hmm. I think the team will be solid and be ready to run into the postseason and compete mightily, but I think it's going to be a roller coaster season.
Okay.
So
I'm ahead of both of you guys. I predicted this a little while ago before all of the signings and stuff, and before we've gotten our first look at the 2 spring training games we've played. I've got us at 95 and 67. I think we were winning 95 games this year.
Best in the AL, or you think the Yankees are a little better potentially?
I've got us 2nd place overall in the American League. And I don't think it's going to be the Yankees.
Oh, who do you think it will be? Guardians? Red Sox?
Boston does scare me a little bit.
It's definitely not going to be the Blue Jays.
No. Boston scares me a little bit in the American League.
I don't know what their pitching is like, though.
Yeah.
Didn't they pick up Walker Buehler, though? Like, that was a great pickup for them.
I can also see Kansas City having a pretty monster year.
Yeah, that's a good wild card. Because it's like, do they keep that little run going? Because I don't remember. Because they kind of the roster they built last year was let's pick up a bunch of solid dudes, but not like splash on anybody and hope it all works out. And it did. I mean, they made it to the playoffs, and I think they may have even won a round. No, I don't think they won. I think they got 11. No, they lost to the Yankees.
I'll skip to the next one, or skip down to this question since we're kind of in this area already, and what you guys think is going to happen in the AL West, where you think these teams are going to fall.
I think everybody is sleeping on the Athletics.
I am also sleeping on the Athletics.
I am semi-sleeping on the Athletics.
Pacoda's got him at 71 and 91. I don't know why it feels low to me. They've done a lot of pickups in the offseason that makes me... They're not going to be a playoff team, but they're going to be a pesky team, I think.
I've got them within 10 games of 500.
I could see
Pacoda's got them, what, 20 games?
That's a 20 games under 500, 10 wins short of 500.
Yeah, I've got them within 10, so anywhere between 0 and 10 wins or 10 losses of under 500. That's where I've got them.
I can see that. I could see them being a 500 team, like on the dot.
I've got LA just barely outpacing Oakland by 5 games. I think they're going to finish...
Outpacing who?
Oakland.
Oakland? I don't know no Oakland baseball team. Old John Fisher packed up and left.
Sacramento. Sacramento. Yeah, I've got them.
By way of Las Vegas.
I think they're both going to finish 4 and 5, and Oakland is going to flirt with 500, and LA will be just barely better than them.
So the Angels are one of the few teams, and maybe the only team, actually, that have never lost 100 games in their history.
Wow.
Until this year.
Oh.
I think they're going to be putrid. I think they're going to be hot garbage.
Bad.
I think they're going to bottom out.
I think they're going to be bad. I think it's going to be more of like we made a ton of moves in the offseason, and they did. They were very active, and they were the first ones to get going on stuff, and it's just going to be disappointing. It was more of the
same as far as that goes.
Yes, yeah. My big hot take, you wanna hear this one? Seattle makes the wild card. Houston misses the playoffs and finishes third in our
Wholeheartedly
division.
agree with that.
That seems totally. The pitching in Seattle is
Seattle's
undeniable.
pitching scares the crap out of me.
It's the best in baseball. In my
I
opinion.
think
I think it's the best in baseball.
I think they offensively limp into the
Yes.
wild card spot. I don't know if they go any further than that, but I think Houston is missing the playoffs this year.
I think limping into the playoffs is their goal, and when they get into a 7-game series and they can put a stud on the mound every game, that's when their team's really going to shine once they get to a postseason series.
Does J-Rod have a bat in April and May this year is a big question, too, because he's such a late starter. If he can get off to a hot start and really play at an MVP level throughout the season, that could be a huge boon to their lineup for sure.
I'm predicting that this
Cal
is
Raleigh is like their third best offensive option. That's the
just a 2-man race here. It's just Texas and Seattle, and everybody
would
else is
love that.
under 500.
Yeah, that would be fun.
love that.
Just hovering. I think Houston hovers right at around 500, and LA is the cellar dweller, and then Sacramento.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody go.
Texas, Seattle, Houston, Sacramento, LA.
Texas, Seattle, Houston, LA, Sacramento.
Texas, Seattle, the Athletics, Houston, and then the Angels, like way.
Okay, you
down
also think Houston.
All right.
I think Houston could be the year, yeah, where like if they
The door's
finish
closed.
if they
It's
finish
closed.
sub 500,
There's the door, bitch.
if they finish sub 500, it's going to be just by a few games, I feel. But I feel like this is one of those years that the Athletics are just going to pesky something about that team, man. I'm telling you. I hope I'm wrong. Like, I hope this whole Sacramento thing blows up in their face and they're terrible. But I don't know.
Do we trade Tavares and or Duran? And if so, when?
I want to trade Tavares yesterday.
We all do.
Mm-hmm.
I went through and I looked up teams who could potentially use a center fielder, and I didn't do some deep, huge dive into be like, I just like looked up stats and like how long they played for the team, how much who's projected to be their starting center fielder and how productive they've been. And so these teams that are on this list either have like a guy who's a yesteryear guy or is a guy who maybe played a couple years in the bigs, but the most games he's ever played is 120. So, doesn't really have the position locked down. So the teams I've seen that need a center fielder potentially could be Tampa Bay, Boston, Kansas City, maybe Chicago White Sox if they trade Luis Robert. If he's there now, but he's like their biggest trade piece that's left on that team to get them some more capital because God knows they need it. Mm-hmm. So if they move on from him, Tavares could be a guy that could fill that position for them in a medium long-term range. Miami, Washington, Milwaukee, and Seattle. And then I highlighted a few of them here that I could see them being more likely to fit because we love trading with Tampa Bay to begin with. We've done several trades over the years with them, and there's just been kind of a void in center field for them in the post Kevin Kiermaier age. Washington didn't really see, I don't know that I didn't write the guys' names down, but Washington has just kind of a guy that's been there, hasn't really broken out yet. Milwaukee doesn't really have anybody, and St. Louis doesn't really have anybody at this moment. And St. Louis is a team that could be interesting because they're looking to really kind of retool. They're changing GMs in a weird way, where John Mozeliak, who's been in charge there since like 2011-ish, no, I think even longer than that, maybe like 2008. He is stepping down, but he's going on a retirement tour, kind of where he's not stepping down right now. He said, I'm going to do it for one more year, but I'm going to name my replacement right now. And that's where Chaim Bloom, the guy who told Rafi Devers he could play third base every day, he's in St. Louis now. He didn't really have the best time in Boston, so it's interesting to see him taking the reins in a baseball city like St. Louis where they don't like not competing. They don't like to tear it down to rebuild it. The tanking is not in the vocabulary of Cardinals fans.
No.
So we'll see how his tenure, Mr. Chaim Bloom, goes in St. Louis.
Yeah.
But all that to say, they could be a trade partner for Tavares. And then as far as Ezekiel Duran, I think everybody could use Ezekiel Duran. He plays every position just about, and he plays it well.
He is the most salacious trade bait that we have for sure.
At least 3 more years of team control left, I believe, if not 4. So, and he doesn't have, he could be a starter on at least half the teams in the league at some position, I would think.
For sure.
So he's going to get us something in return.
I've got us only trading Duran.
Keeping Tavares,
I don't think we
can trade him.
Yeah, I don't
Nobody
think we
wants him.
can. Yeah, I don't think we can. I don't know if he's going to be able to get enough time.
It's going to be one of those like bag of rocks trades, if anything.
Yeah.
You know, like we get
cash considerations.
Yeah, my favorite player. Ugh.
And I think we were not able to move Duran until the trade deadline because we're going to need people are probably going to want to get a final look at him coming off of last year, and he was doing well last year. So it could be earlier than the trade deadline, but I think they might want to get a final look and let the season settle out a little bit so they can decide if they really want to go after him. I can realistically seeing us moving him for a couple of prospects.
They're all movable. But as to whether we do, kind of depends on these other teams and how their seasons shake out.
If they stay healthy.
You know, some of these guys that have got back of the bullpen arms, but are blowing the games in the first 8 innings. So there's going to be a couple of teams that line up like that are going to be looking to move that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if a team like that is going to be looking to move a piece like that for a potential 4th outfielder or a utility infielder. I don't know that we can move Tavares and Duran for a back of the bullpen piece. I think it's going to have to be a prospect-led trade.
I think so too. Even if you somehow, and I would love this, could package them together, I still don't think it gets you a back of the bullpen arm. Certainly not
we
one.
saw with Robert Garcia's got this potential, and it's not even an established back of the rotation, and that took Nate Lowe to get. You know?
I think the prospect of moving really either of those guys for anything that can make an impact on this roster is a bit far-fetched.
Okay.
If
so
we
you,
move
at
on,
that point, rather keep both of them?
Yes, I would. Because
Really?
if we move on from Tavares or Duran, we're going to get nothing in return.
What if
I'm
you're
willing to do that for Tavares just to clear the logjam.
I think we all answered this a little bit earlier, but we can just double check. Who's your opening day starter?
Jacob.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, I'm with Jacob deGrom. I waffled a lot. I let Jordan pick for me, and she picked Jake. And I figured that's probably what we're gonna do. How do you not? I'd love to have.
I love Evaldi, but
Yeah.
butts and seats is Jacob deGrom.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Appointment television is Jacob deGrom.
It's been long enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for him to go.
And he pitches a no-hitter.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you again for playing along, dear listener, on another episode of the Ranger Zone. It always means a great deal that you take the time to spend the time with us. The 3 riddles you have to answer from the troll in order to cross the bridge.
Troll toll.
Gotta pay the troll toll.
To get into Danny DeVito's hole.
You can keep up with us, trying to keep up with social media if you'd like. We are on Instagram. We are on Twitter. We are on YouTube at Ranger Zone Pod. That is at Ranger Zone Pod. We're worth a follow for the nonsense alone. And of course, you can listen to us just about anywhere you get your podcasts. So thank you again. This has been the Ranger Zone, and I have been Robbie Belusic.
I am Charlie Day.
I am Tony Cook.
Oh no.
I am Chris Green.
I am the Day Man. Master of karate and friendship.
For everyone. And that's the way the baseball go.